Hello and welcome to the SBP Podcast, the voice of mobile film. You're listening to episode 76, and I'm your host, Susie Botello. As this situation with the corona COVID-19 virus takes over our lives around the world, a great many of you probably find yourselves at home, not able to move around your cities and unable to travel. If you watch network television, you may have noticed that some celebrities have stopped going to the studio to broadcast their appearances, and you may have also heard of them, some of them anyways, announce that they're going to use their iPhone camera. Now, film festivals around the world, as a matter of fact, have canceled or postponed their events scheduled in March and April. More coming out with, cancellations for June, July. When does this ever end, right? Big conferences have also canceled. But soon, even the smallest events had to cancel or at best be postponed. The International Mobile Film Festival has taken place every single last weekend in April since the inaugural first one after we launched in 2009. And this year is the 9th annual film festival. Now, we had a tough decision to make, but we had choices. So we took a hit that cannot be undone. But I didn't want to hit our filmmakers with another film industry disappointment. So this year's film festival will go on, just not as we had planned. And from the conversations that I personally had with most of the filmmakers who are participating, I think we made the right decision. If you are one of the filmmakers, none of you really wanted us to cancel the festival outright. You were looking forward to being a part of this festival. So we decided to make it special. And you know what? It's turning into something special. So tune in, stay updated, and follow the announcements. You can go to the internationalmobilefilmfestival.com, our website, and follow our social media profiles to stay on top of all the news. Now, the film festival will take place online with a unique show. The stars of the show are the filmmakers whose films will be screening online. The show and the screening takes place on Saturday, April 25th, just as the film festival planned on doing, and the virtual award ceremony will take place on April 26th, Sunday. Times will be announced on our social media and on our website. I need to give a big shout out to the sponsors for the 2020 edition of the International Mobile Film Festival in San Diego. They are Red Giant, Film Convert, Swords and Circuitry Studios, Engraving Pros, Star Wars Steampunk Universe, and Indiana Filmmakers Network. The biggest story of our time is happening right now. I sincerely hope that all of you, your families, your friends, basically everyone that you care about, I really hope that everyone is safe and not too badly affected by the situation that's happening around the world. I realize that everyone has been hit with this in a really bad way. It's a very bad situation. Some people are hit worse than others. With or without us, the story unfolds, and it includes us, whether we like it or not. And by us, I mean all of us. You, me, all of us. Whether we want to participate or not, we are stuck with this situation. But this is the case across the line, across the world, every industry, every human being. Most of us have access to a phone with a camera, and not everyone has access to the internet at home. I mean, you may think that everyone does, but everyone doesn't. Some people cannot share their experience in the way others can through social media. Most of us, well, we can make the decision at any moment to get on social media, whichever platform, and share something, right? But let's say you are one of the people who cannot do that. That reception where you live basically sucks. It's bad. You're not interested in writing your story. Your photos won't upload with a few words about here and now. So you have another option. Keeping a diary is okay, but it's too wordy for you. Calling a friend is tough because of reception. Or perhaps you don't really like talking on the phone. And by the time you're done with one call, with one friend, well, you just don't want to retell your nightmare again. You know what I mean, right? Not only that, but there are people whose phone numbers, well, you may not even have anyways. So you have this option. Have you watched movies where some form of the apocalypse is unfolding and the main character, by the way, that's you now. No, I'm just kidding. But the main character is sharing their story to you directly? Now, sometimes it's a narration. Sometimes, though, there are video diaries. Or like scientists checking in every morning to record their findings and their experiences. Our situation is not the apocalypse, but it is pretty surreal. Now, mostly that's happening because we're all confined to our homes, and many people are dying from the same thing. The biggest cities around the world have come to a standstill. It truly is a situation that most of us, and honestly, none of us, have experienced before. I mean, I was not around world wars or anything close to that. The worst thing I remember was 9/11, and we all came to a standstill. Now, the world paused. I was in college. I remember it, but 2001 was so 19 years ago. And it was not like this. It happened mostly all at once, and it was pretty horrible, not to undermine that. But what we're experiencing, though, this is very unique for us human beings, right? I mean, my perception is mine, right? But what about yours? We're all participants and characters of the same story. But we all have a unique perspective. Some of us are experiencing this time in ways that others cannot even understand or imagine. So why not? Why not record video diaries? Now, if you at least record pieces of your day and later put the story together with narration, you will have a movie. You will have a finished video that is a unique story. It's your story. And one day after many years have passed, you may watch it and you may reflect on how the story ended or where the world is compared to, back then, meaning now. The result, the ending of your story is perceptive. It only ends when you decide it ends. But the story of life keeps going. A story has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. It's up to you to construct your story in a way that includes all three of those. Now, you may not be in control of what is happening, but it's up to you how you share your perception and what message you would like to deliver to your audience. So you should plan to record a diary, which is your words each day. Maybe it's not just once a day, but, each time that when something meaningful happens, you should record it. Now, here's some basic things to consider. Even though you may be tempted to just use a selfie or a poor video quality that is okay in movies, realize that movies do that on purpose. It does not mean that you should do that. It's best to improve the quality of your videos whenever you can, whenever that's possible. Now, open Windows, and I mean not the software, I mean windows in your house. Turn on your lights, even during the day. Take the lampshade off the lamp and use it as a direct light source if you need to. Test the framing and the visual image of your shot. quite honestly, that only takes just a few seconds. And if you have a tripod, use it. If you don't have one, but you have a Gorilla Grip, that's basically a mini tripod with bendable legs. You may have seen those online. If not, you can Google it. Use that. If not, use a small table and some books, or even a big table, doesn't matter. But you can even use rubber-soled shoes on top of that to kind of grip what you have on the table, and prop your phone. If you can, use your ear pods for the headphones that came with your phone as a microphone. Now remember, sound is really important. The microphone recording on your camera may not be as good as the microphone recording on your voice memos app or on the iPhone. I don't know why, but the voice memos app, that's what it's called, on your iPhone is actually better. For narration, and that's important, you want to get the best quality possible. You can use an audio recorder. If it doesn't have to be your phone, but an audio recording app will help you sound better for narration. Remember to capture B-roll. That's capturing things that you do, things around you, things that are happening, even if you're not in the shot. Like your point of view of you stirring soup, a wide shot of you using, use a tripod or what we described earlier to set your phone at a distance, possibly shots of you petting your dog or looking through your cupboards or your cabinets, whatever. Just use them because when you describe your situation, you can insert samples of the video. And I can give you a lot of ideas for that. Just you sitting in a room or laying on a couch, just sort of taking a nap type thing or thinking, whatever. This will all help with retention. And what I mean by that is people not wanting to watch your talking head for more than a few seconds unless you are just magical. As a speaker, you're just full of magic and you can capture somebody's attention and hold it there for a long period of time. But there's nothing better than to show, B-roll. Remember that it's about how you are coping. It's about you. If you feel comfortable sharing your feelings, do it. But remember that all you record will not be included later in this finalized video. So share your heart out. Open up. If you don't feel comfortable putting it in your video, then don't. But there is nothing stopping you from viewing your footage yourself or sharing it privately with a close friend later on. Guys, this too shall pass. There are a lot of people getting creative. There are people hurting. There are people joking. But don't think that this is easy on anyone. This is one way you can document your own experience. This is not just about entertaining yourself and getting creative. This is about documenting this time as part of your personal biography. We haven't had this. This was not a possibility in World War II. Even in 9/11, not everybody had a video camera. Your story, and one day, someday, perhaps, it's a story that your grandchild or a journalist or even a historian, you never know, but they'll appreciate your perspective and your experience, your thoughts, and your feelings. So listen, that's all I really wanted to share with you today. I hope I have given you some decent pointers. If you have any questions or anything, you can always reach out to me. And what can I say? Be well, guys. Don't get sick. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Stay at home. And practice sympathy.